Hey there, it's Olivia-Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I'm here to show you the 10 oldest books on my TBR. These are my TBR veterans. So at the beginning of the year I mentioned that one of my goals and resolutions for 2022 is to read the 10 oldest books on my TBR. I thought I'd just show you what they are so we can talk about those books. These have been on my TBR for quite a while. The first book is American Gods by Neil Gaiman, and this is a book that I don't think I'm gonna like. I've actually already started it. I'm 170th pages in and we aren't getting along, but I did say that I would give Neil Gaiman one more chance before writing him off as an author. This is that chance. We will see how it goes because it's not going well so far, but I'll definitely have this read by the end of the year because I am currently reading this book and I believe it's just about these American gods being real, and there's this character called Shadow who gets involved with the gods. That's all I can tell you. I've read 170 pages and the plot has yet to kick in. The next book I'm going to try and get to is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This one has been on my TBR for a very long time. I think I got it back when it was very popular on booktube for the first time around. I want to say when this came out, but I can't be quite sure. I have read The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon and I didn't like it, and I have a feeling that this series is not going to be one for me, but every time I'm about to unhaul it I see a very positive review, so I'm going to give the first book a shot and then decide whether or not I want to continue reading. Up next we have Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin, and I'm halfway through this book. I've been halfway through for years now and it's been such a long time since I read the first book, but I want to finish this series. I do want to keep reading. It wasn't that it was bad, it was just that who even knows, I paused it and I have not picked it up since, and this book is a bit like, it's not the cleanest book anymore because it's travelled to so many places, because I've been determined to read it so many times and I just haven't gotten around to it. This year is the year that I read this book. The Game of Thrones series is this like high epic fantasy series where there's one throne and all of these families want to be on the throne. The first book was so good. I absolutely loved it. Loved the political intrigue and scheming and all of the characters and the plot. It was just fantastic. The second book is a bit slower, which is why it's taking me longer to read. Then we have Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert, and this is definitely one of the oldest. I think this might be the oldest book on my TBR. Got this one secondhand at a book fair one time, and I don't know why younger me picked this one up. I have no clue why, because back then I didn't read that many memoirs. I wasn't reading that much non-fiction, but now non-fiction memoirs are definitely my kind of thing. I'm just not sure that this one is one that I'm particularly interested in anymore. It's not something that I would have picked up now, but I think I'll be fine reading this, seeing as memoirs, my jam, so it'll be fine. Then we have Remember Me by Sophie Kinsella. I can't even remember where I got this book. That's how long it's been since I've had it. Sophie Kinsella writes adult contemporary books that are quite chick lit, that's what they call it, and I have never read a book by her that's adult fiction. I've read her young adult fiction, Finding Audrey, and I guess I'll try one of her adult books. Again, I don't think I would have picked this up now. It'll probably be my first and last Sophie Kinsella adult book, but I think it might be a good time. I've heard good things about her books. We have World War Z by Max Brooks. This is a zombie apocalyptic novel. Again, I don't know why I picked this one up when I was younger, because I don't think this is exactly the sort of thing that I was interested in back then, and even now, I don't know. I do want to read more zombie books, so I guess I should give it a shot. I think this one could pleasantly surprise me. I don't seem that enthusiastic about the books that are oldest on my TBR, but that's the reason why they're the oldest. I haven't been enthusiastic enough to pick them up until now. We have Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian, and I think this is one that I will get to very soon because it's a young adult contemporary, which means it shouldn't take too long, and I have been in the mood for those. I've never read anything by Jenny Han. For some reason I have not been that interested in the To All the Boys I Loved Before series, but this one sounded like a woman getting revenge on a boy, so it sounded more like my kind of thing when I picked it up because I was very much into contemporary revenge stories at the time. So hopefully this will be a good one. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer, and this one is one I picked up when I was in Paris in Shakespeare & Co. I picked up The Help as well, which I read years ago, but I still haven't gotten around to this one, and I believe that this is a 9/11 story. I've seen the film for this already. I actually picked this one up because when I got it, I'd just seen the film that had fairly recently come out with my family, so that's why I was interested in the book. I don't think I would have picked this up now, but it's just a literary fiction book, so I don't think it's going to be bad or anything. It's just one that I don't have interest in remaining, but I will give it a shot. I think it'll be quick enough and easy enough for me to read. But this Russian classic by Fyodor Dostoevsky, I don't know what I was doing when I was younger, but I bought a whole slew of Dostoevsky books, and I only read the first one last year, which was Crime and Punishment, which I undoubtedly loved a lot, which is a very, very good thing because I've got 4 or 5 Dostoevsky books in my collection because teenage me decided to buy them all, and they were very cheap, so that's perfectly fine. They're like €1 or €2 at the most. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one, seeing as I love the Crime and Punishment so much. It's just that he wrote big books, he wrote big classics. I think this one is 500-ish pages, so it will take me some time, but I am actually looking forward to this one. I think this is the one on this list that I'm most excited for. And then last but not least, the other oldest book on my TBR is The Shack by W.M. Paul Young, and I got this in a Christian bookshop one year. It's a thriller about a shack in the middle of the woods. So it sounds kind of thriller, dark horror. I don't know why this was in the Christian bookshop or why this is so popular with Christian readers, but I guess I will find out when I read it. And yeah, Where Tragedy Confronts Eternity. I know nothing about this book. It's gonna be such an interesting ride. And actually these books, most of them are my mass market paperbacks. I don't think I pick up mass market paperbacks by choice very often. So there you have it. Those are the 10 oldest books on my TBR. Let me know one of the oldest books that's been on your TBR for a while. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior! That French shop, what's it called? Got the stamp here. Yes. So this is one I picked up when I was in Paris.